I'm going to try it one more time. I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me. I have no idea what's happening. Never had this happen before. I have no idea why you guys wouldn't be able to hear me. You can hear me now? Oh, thank goodness. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened. So I just had to run a microphone test because I had, I don't know. It's never happened before. Anyway, lovely to see you all. Well, anyway, the reason I'm on here is I wanted to send you guys out some, go over sort of the month of June and what all was happening this month. So, because we have several holy days or sacred days coming up this month. And so I wanted to make sure everybody had access. Oh, hello everyone. Thanks so much. I'm sorry my webcam wasn't working and then my sound wasn't working. So we're back to doing this old school style here with just the computer. But that's okay. It's working. Hello, good morning everyone. So I just wanted to send you guys a few dates. So let's get that. All right. So today is Eleggua's feast day. I just posted the link for that if you wanted to get in on this service tonight. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much. I'll be holding that service tonight for Eleggua. I just posted the link. You can read about him if you have anything that you're sort of looking for help with. You're at a crossroads, you feel like you're at a precipice. I can't even say the word. If you feel like you need to make a change, or you're sort of looking for opportunity, or you're looking for open roads and something new that you're trying, and make sure that you don't have blockages or obstacles. Honoring Eleggua on his holy day today is a wonderful way to sort of get that set up for yourself and get that progress and get that movement going. You also get a free road opener oil with it if you want to, or you can choose to just have the service. It's completely up to you. Good morning, everyone. We also have a new moon coming up on June 18th. That's in 5 days. So let's see. Da, 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 da. Elegua's day actually happening right before the new moon is also excellent energy going into that new moon in Gemini. So if you are really looking for clarity on something, this is a great time to ask for spiritual messages, and whether you receive those through dreams or through just sort of, I get a lot of mine through daily symbolism, things that I take note of. So that happens a lot with me. I also get them a lot through dreams. So that is this is a great time before the new moon to sort of settle into that energy and be looking out and watching for those sort of signs and symbols and omens. And then Ogun's holy day is on the 28th. I'm posting that link now. So, what's really great about Ogun's holy day following Elegua's holy day is that while Eleggua sort of widens your opportunities and widens your paths and opens your roads, Ogun goes in with his sacred machete and cuts away any obstacles or blockages that are in that path. So it's like Eleggua sort of sets you out on that correct path. And then Ogun cuts away anything that might arise that you weren't anticipating. So those are two really good services that we have back to back, I think about 10 days apart. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the spiritual realm set those up that way. So if you're looking for a lot of progress in an area, these are two really great energies to work with back to back. Okay. And right in between there, we have, I think I just realized why my microphone wasn't on. Let me put this in. So in between there on the 23rd, so you guys mark your calendars right now because this is a big thing I do with my month. So everybody asks me like, "Oh, like how do you know about these days and how do you know um the keep track of the phases of the moon and what's happening?" I'm helping you guys out with this right now by doing this. Okay, so on the 23rd, we have St. John's Eve. St. John's Eve is a huge, huge celebration in New Orleans. It still is to this day. I have taken part in it. This was a very, this was probably one, or if not the biggest celebration during the life of Marie Laveau. So this would happen on Lake Pontchartrain. People would be purified, baptized, because as we know, you had to be Catholic during the day and Vodun at night, right? Because it was illegal for them to practice Catholicism, or excuse me, for them to practice their traditions during the day in the light. Okay, so that's how New Orleans Vodou came about. As we had this beautiful amalgamation of Catholicism and then um, indigenous beliefs, African beliefs. There were even some Jewish influences in there and some Irish influences. Yes, so it still happens to this day. You can go down there for St. John's Eve, and you can participate um, in the um, in the ceremonies and in the rituals. And it is said that back in Marie Laveau's day, that there would be hundreds of thousands of people, at the very least tens of thousands. So of course accounts change, depending on what you're reading. But if you want to honor the spirit of Marie Laveau, if you are looking for a spiritual dedication, if you are looking to renew your vows to your deities or your guides or your spirits, if you are looking for just sort of a renewal of the self, maybe you want to start a new eating regimen, where you're, making sure that you're taking control of your health and you want to start eating better, or you want to get a walk in every day, or you want to start exercising every day, or you want to start taking a new class. This is a great point of um, demarcation of sort of clicking into that new thing you're going to do for yourself spiritually, right? So St. John's Eve is really, really important. It's overlooked by much of the country, but there's no reason that you guys can't participate in this and put this on your calendars and think about something that you want to go through as a renewal or a change, or maybe you're trying to shed something. Maybe you want to do some shadow work then because you have some things you want to leave behind. um, new classes, getting your degree, education. Maybe you want to shed an old relationship. So this is all about cleansing. Okay, so this is a really, really important date. So make sure, and I've put the links of all of these things so you can read about them for one. And three, if you want to participate in these services with me and have me help you along on your journeys, that's why I have posted the links here. Okay. So that is what is happening so far on my calendar. The new moon coming up in Gemini. Gemini is typically this week right now. We have some strange kind of astrology going on where you might feel a little bit down and a little bit gloomy this week. But let me tell you, that's all about to change after this new moon in Gemini. So, this new moon in Gemini is all about feeling flirtier and friskier. And it's all about you might find some new sort of energy behind your romantic relationships. You might start some new romantic relationships. You might it's also a great time to hang out with friends, to make plans with friends if you want to go out to dinner or throw a little party at your house or whatever. This is like the culmination of the beginning of summer vibes, okay? Yeah, so what's happening this week, it does feel a little bit like a retrograde. So this week, I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. So Mercury in Gemini square Saturn and Pisces is what's happening this week. So that Mercury in Gemini it's not a great feeling for everybody. Now, if you're having an awesome week, do not let me ruin this for you. You can just gloss right over everything I'm saying right now, because while I do follow astrology and I do map my business and my life out by astrological events, I don't think that there is anything that exists that you should sink 100% into. So if you're having an amazing week and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about because I feel great, then just ignore all this, because if it's working for you, let it work for you. Okay. Because that's the most important thing. Okay. But yes, that is what is happening right now. It's also setting us up this Mercury and Gemini sort of little phase we're going through, which is really short. It's going to be over as soon as we hit that new moon, basically. Um, that is going to make that new moon seem even more powerful, because you know how we need to have the dark so we can appreciate the light. That's exactly where we're at with this right now. It's like you might be feeling a little sluggish, a little gloomy, a little down, a little worried. Since COVID, there's been a lot of things that have changed in the world, and sometimes that can be overwhelming to us. Maybe you're being overwhelmed with, career choices, or things happening in your career or your finances or whatever. Those are all very normal things that would come up during this sort of astrological phase. But once that new moon hits, we are going to be ready for summer all the way, because you're going to have gone through this little sort of gloomy, you might even be feeling sorry for yourself right now, which nobody likes to be there. Okay. I'm not a big fan of pity parties, but sometimes we got to go low before we can get high. So I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. And this is just sort of your notice that if you are there and feeling those things right now, you can pull yourself out of that. Okay. Because that new moon is about to drop. And also, we have tonight Elegua's service. If you want to honor him, on my site, it'll talk about offerings that you can leave him. So, black coffee, smoked fish, cigars, tobacco. He loves candy and small toys because he's typically presents himself as a child. So, honoring him tonight is another great way we can sort of start to pull ourselves out of that and move into this new moon phase, okay, with these other really special holy days coming up that are all about renewal and cutting away obstacles. So, I want to try to get on here and do this with you every month, because I want you to see how these dates correlate and how they fall in line, and how one sort of layers into the next, and they all work together. Because once you start to get these into your calendar and you honor these days every single year, these are days that have been in my schedule for 25 or 30 years. It's your life takes on a whole new shape when it's being shaped by these things, and you're moving with these energies that naturally exist around you, whether it's the orishas holy days, whether it's the aspects of the moon, whether it's the astrology of other planets that are influencing us. You'll start to see your life sort of shape and move with these things. And it is, pardon me, it makes things so much freaking easier, you guys, if you just get on that wave and ride it. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody have any questions for me? I have about 15 minutes left on here. So if anybody has any questions, I can send the links again. Thank you so much. I will post the links again. Hopefully, I marked this as, a live that can be replayed. I think when I just had to retest everything, I may not have done that. So hopefully you guys aren't missing out on this. I'm gonna send. It does, it keeps you looking ahead, and one of the most important things that I was ever taught in my entire life was by my grandmother who raised me and who taught me much of the Southern traditions and the Southern, folk magic and folklore that I know now, is that you should always have something to look forward to. So you should always have something planned. It doesn't matter if it's big or small, but you should always have something to look forward to. And, once I grew up and I moved away from her, her thing she'd always tell me her thing to look forward to was coming to see me. So, but she always it was always like we were, going out to a dinner, or we were going to go to this amusement park, or we were going to go to this other park, or we were going to go to this new beach and collect shells, or whatever. We were always There was always something to look forward to. And I think that that frame of mind, that just sort of outlook on life, as if you make something good for yourself that's coming up, that's going to happen, you have no reason to sort of sit around and wallow in, why isn't anything happening for me? Why doesn't anybody want to spend time with me? I never do anything, because I think it's easy for a lot of people to sort of get down in that spiral. And also, the more things that you set up for yourself, you're sending that out to the universe. Hey, I'm out here. I want things to happen for me. Okay. That opens up opportunities for you. That's like begets like. That is just the law of attraction, okay? And most of us believe in that as spiritual practitioners. So we want to have something set up and going for ourselves, right? Because that's how we invite more of that in from outside sources, from outside people, from our spirits, from our guides. Oh, congratulations on your wedding anniversary. How long have you been married? I did put a 60-second pause on the comments because sometimes people sort of rapid fire questions at me, and I read fast, but I don't read that fast, baby. So 14 years. Congratulations. I've been married 16 years. Marriage is a full-time job in itself. It's it can be absolutely worth it. I think for the right people. I don't think marriage is for everybody. I don't think there's one sort of scenario or sort of thing that you do in life that is for everybody. But yeah, it can be a really beautiful thing. It can be a really beautiful thing. So, if anybody has any questions, I have gone over the three spiritual days coming up. So, that is tonight's Eleggua service, okay, for opportunities, opening your sort of expanding your avenues, um, drawing in guidance and clarity. We have St. John's Eve coming up on the 23rd. And we have Ogun's Day, the 28th, June 28th. And don't forget to get your summer solstice boxes, because in order to make sure that we have all of those out in time, we have to stop taking orders a week before the summer solstice. And that is about what we're at right now. So we want to make sure everybody gets their box in time, or their products. So I'm sending the link now for it. Those are $59.99 free shipping. And if you don't want to do the entire box, we have our branded summer solstice conjured cardea. Um, what is going on here? Novena candles. You can purchase just the Novena candles on sale right now for $24.99 free shipping. So don't miss out on your summer solstice stuff. Okay. That's another thing, is really working those solstices and equinoxes into your life. Okay. And sort of letting those sort of mold and create an ebb and flow with your life, is to appreciate the seasons, because that also has a huge influence on your magic, the type of magic you're practicing at each sort of season of the year, right? You'll get the most out of your magic if you correlate that to what is happening that season. So if anybody has any questions while I am on here quickly, because I do have orders I have to do today. I'll be moving up on my Marie Laveau is a little crooked here. I don't know if that's straight or not. Whatever, it's fine. Great. Wonderful. Yeah, these three holy days coming up are really great since they're right in a row like that, right around the new moon. Do you do the exact same thing every time you do a service or go with what you feel? Are you talking about for like holy days or feast days, or are you talking about like root work services for clients? So I would just need some clarification there on that. So, holy days and feast days, like tonight for Eleggua, that's sort of predetermined, right? Because his colors are black and red, so you're only using black and red candles. We know what his offerings are: smoked fish, toasted corn, tobacco, black coffee, toys, candies. He likes soda pop. So those things are all predetermined. So I can't vary from his sacred colors and his offerings because you wouldn't want to leave him offerings that he doesn't like. So those things are all predetermined. So, and I'll have out I have an Eleggua effigy head that I've had for probably 20 years. That'll be the central part of the altar. Yes, I open the can of soda and pour it into a glass because you are serving the Orisha. So you however you would drink it or eat it as a person, however you would present it to a person, that's how you present it to them. So that's a very good question. Like with cigars, people will go, "Oh, do I take the package off the cigar?" Well, you could give somebody a new cigar with the plastic on it, but typically we would sort of unwrap that and have already cut it for the person. So the same thing with food. Food should be arranged on a plate the way you would offer it to a person. Um, Drinking soda, you would or pouring maybe a glass of rum or whiskey, you would pour it for the person because it's exactly you're serving them exactly like you would serve a human being. So that is the rule I've always been taught with offerings. It's interesting hearing about your experience. Thank you. I light Elegua a cigar and pour a cup of chicory coffee near his candle. That's perfect. Those are absolutely perfect. Those are absolutely perfect offerings. So, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with sort of like I'll give you an example. Like I have these tiny, tiny bottles of Tabasco sauce that I give to my Marie Laveau, who's on my altar. You can see her back here. Um, I don't open these. These are just these sort of sometimes there are things that we use as sort of like decoration as well. So like offering her makeup is a really big thing, okay, because she was a beautician. So when you used to go to her grave a long time ago, not a long time ago, I think it was probably like 7 years ago, it was still open to the public. You would see a lot of cosmetics left for her. Now I wouldn't like scrape out the lipstick or the cosmetics, right, for her to use. You would set the whole thing there because it's just sort of like an addition to the altar, like building the altar up rather than leaving it as an offering, if that makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't there's typically if you go online, you can find a specific type of smoked fish that they sell to leave an offering for Orisha, but I have found that it does not matter. So typically it is smoked to the point to where it'll no longer rot. Um, So it's super, super dried out when you receive them. So you don't have to leave it like super fresh fish. That's typically not traditional, but there's also nothing wrong with it. Yes, it's like an aesthetic. Exactly. Exactly. It's like an aesthetic and a physical addition and creation of the altar, right? Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to take any last little minute questions you have. Like I said, I would love to see all of your names tonight in the service. I would love to help you with whatever you are working on. It would be my absolute pleasure and absolute delight to be able to serve you and honor Eleggua with you tonight. And it really is something that I do tap into people's spirits with. And I really delve into your petitions and really channel in by focusing on your names. So I would really, really love to see you out there tonight. It has been lovely. I'm so glad that the mic worked this time. Yeah. And hopefully, I will see you all in the services coming up. It was such a blessing to talk to you this morning. Have a beautiful and blessed day. All right. You guys take care. Thanks so much. I should be on again on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. So, all right. Be blessed, you guys.